أول مبدأ يعني استفدته بنكرره دائما هو عدم التعميم. الآية القرآنية تقول: ليسوا سواء من أهل الكتاب أمة قائمة يتلون آيات الله آناء الليل وفي الآخر وأولئك هم الصالحون. والحقيقة رأيت أنا كثير أمثلة لكلمة ليسوا سواء، سواء مايكل راتنر، باربرا، الأهل اللي بنتهم راحت فلسطين بس علشان تدافع عن حقوق الفلسطينيين. رأينا أمثلة كثير لأمريكان عايشين بمبادئ إسلامية. فياريت أنه لما نتعامل مع غير مسلم لا ننظر إليه فورا أنه كافر وأنه فاسق وأنه لا، أولا نحسن النية، وقد يكون مؤيد للإسلام المسلمين، قضية المسلمين. شيء ثاني لاحظته شيء إيجابي في الشعب الأمريكي، أنه له هدف. من الأمور اللي بعض الناس يمكن يأخذوها علينا أنه إحنا قد يقولوا أنه إحنا متحيزين لأمريكا وأنه فقط ركزنا على الجوانب الإيجابية، وهذا صحيح. إحنا في أغلب البرنامج ركزنا على الجوانب الإيجابية في أمريكا، لكن هذا السبب أنه حاليا كل الإعلام العربي وكل البرامج اللي في الإعلام العربي مركزة على الجوانب السلبية، فالعرب جدهم عارفين كل السلبيات عن أمريكا وكل الأشياء السيئة اللي حاصلة في أمريكا. فحبينا نوازن العملية ونوري الأشياء اللي الإعلام العربي غفل عنها في أمريكا. يعني إحنا لما ذكرنا في المنتدى أنه حنسوي برنامج في أمريكا عن حياة المسلمين، كانت بعض التعليقات أنه إيش حتسوي شيء جديد، كل الناس عارفة أنه المسلمين بيعانوا في أمريكا. فكان الرد أنه لا، إحنا نبغى نوري أنه مو كل المسلمين بيعانوا في أمريكا، كثير من المسلمين عايشين في أمريكا حياة أفضل من كثير من المسلمين في البلاد الإسلامية والعربية، وهذا الأمر الإعلام العربي ما بركز عليه وحبينا نركز عليه. من الأشياء كمان اللي استفدت فيها في الرحلة مبدأ الرحمة وحب هداية الغير. كان مستحيل أتوقع أنه أقابل إسرائيلي حارب في حرب 67 وقتل مسلمين وفلسطينيين أنه يسلم. فهذا فتح يعني آفاق لي أنه أي إنسان ممكن إذا ربنا شاء أنه يهديه ممكن يهديه. فأتمنى أنه نبدأ يعني ندعو الناس للهداية قبل أن ندعو الناس أنه يدمروا ويقتلوا.
الرحلة تقريبا خلاص قربت تنتهي، يعني صار لنا تقريبا 3 أسابيع، فاضل لنا يمكن 4 أيام وتخلص. في الأول كنت صراحة مستعجل أبغاها تعدي بسرعة، دحين لما قربت تنتهي الواحد بدأ يحس إنه حيشتاق للشيخ حمزة ويشتاق للأشياء اللي مر فيها، فشوية بدأ يتأثر يعني. تعلمت صراحة ولاحظت أشياء كثير يعني في الرحلة هذه. من أهم الأشياء كانت موضوع التعميم. للأسف إحنا بنعمم الغرب كله كأنه الغرب كافر، بنعمم انه الغرب دائما هدفه الفتك والنيل بالاسلام، ولو انه جينا شفنا ناس وغير مسلمين بيساعدوا الاسلام وبيساعدوا المسلمين. بنعمم ونقول دائما الغرب فاسد وعندهم صياعه وعندهم انحلال وعندهم فسق وعندهم يعني عندهم صدق، عندهم الامانه، عندهم الاجتهاد في العمل، عندهم الابداع، عندهم الاخلاص، عندهم يعني حقوق الانسان. يمكن هذه واحدة من الأشياء اللي احنا أعتقد نعاني منها في الدول العربية. هنا عندهم حقوق الإنسان وبيعاملوا الإنسان لكونه إنسان، ما بيعاملوه لكونه جنسية أو لكونه ديانة معينة أو لون معين. فهذه أشياء كلها إيجابية موجودة عندهم. احنا محتاجين المسلمين نطل عليها بنظرة شوية فيها شمولية أكثر من كونه نخصص إنه هذا من الغرب ولا هذا غير الغرب. وفي كثير عندنا أجانب وعايشين في بلدنا ومحتاجين نبتدي نتقرب فيه ونفهمهم ونتقرب يعني نتقرب لهم ونفهمهم أكثر من الآن يعني. فهذه واحدة من الأشياء اللي حكيت تعميم. أنا كنت شخصيا دائما بعمم خلاص الغرب أو أمريكا أو أوروبا أو الجنسية معينة يعني. محتاج إنه ابتدي لما أتكلم عنها وابتدي أتكلم بتفصيل أكثر وابتدي أعرف بالضبط إيش هي الفئة اللي احنا بنتكلم عليها بدل أتكلم على الغرب بصفة عامة يعني. من الأشياء الثانية كمان اللي برضو يعني عرفتها في الرحلة هذه هي حكاية إنه المسلمين في أمريكا اخذين وضعهم. يعني التصور عندنا انه والله المسلمين في امريكا مضطهدين والاسلام في امريكا نو يعني يمكن قد يكون في مشاكل، ما حنقول ما في مشاكل، ولكن المسلمين بصفه عامه اخذين وضعهم يمكن احسن من الدول العربيه. يعني نجي نلاقي 35 الف واحد مسلم يجتمعوا في مكان واحد في اسنا، اعتقد هذه يعني لوحدها تعمل بارادايم شيفت زي ما يقول، او تحول منظوري كيف انه المسلمين هنا اخذين وضعهم وقدروا يجتمعوا وتكلموا، يمكن هاجموا حتى الحكومه يعني، فاخذين وضعهم بيتكلموا وبيقولوا اللي يبغوه. الشيء الثاني كمان انه المسلمين في امريكا، يعني اذا نيجي نطلع على المسلمين في العالم، المسلمين اللي في امريكا يمثلوا اكبر دخل للفرد اكثر من اي مسلم في اي مكان ثاني، فهذا برضه ظاهره يعني ممتازه. ففي المسلمين في امريكا يعني هنا ليهم وضع معين. والاشياء كمان الثانيه اللي لاحظتها حتى كان في الكونفنشن في اسنا سماحه هذا الدين. يعني لقينا في الدعاة، ولقينا في العلماء، ولقينا في حتى مصمم ازياء، ولقينا في المنشدين والمغنيين، ولقينا في الفكاهه. في الدين الاسلامي في دي كل دي الاشياء. احنا ليش بنضيق على نفسنا وما عندنا عارف حكايه الفكاهه والضحك هذه نهاجمها؟ لو جاء احد مثلا يبغى يغني ولا نشيد نهاجمه، لا ايش تطلع مغني ولا ايش تعمل؟ فالدين فيه سماحيه يعني احنا بننظر للدين اللي هو الدين الكلتشر او اللي هو الدين التراثي. في اشياء دين العادات والتقاليد، يعني في اشياء كثير بتحصل للعادات والتقاليد واحنا بنعملها باسم الدين. الشيء الاخير واللي في نظري هو الطامه الكبرى، انه احنا في العالم العربي يعني في حاله من النوم العميق والثبات العميق. يعني محتاجين نصحى، محتاجين نفوق. يعني لما جيت شفت هنا المسلمين ايش بيسووا، يعني صدمت في وضعنا احنا في العالم العربي. يعني انا ما ابغى احد يجي يقول والله قسوره قال ان احنا العالم العربي كله عندنا نايمين ولا ما بنسوي، لا في بعض النماذج المشرفه، لكن لما اجي اطل 2 ولا 3 ولا حتى 100 من الالوف ولا الملايين اللي موجوده تعتبر مصيبه. يعني عندنا حاله من الكسل، حاله من الاستهتار، حاله من الاحباط، حاله من مشي حالك. يعني عارف اللي هو خلاص مشي حالك، يعني ايش حيصير؟ انا اللي حغير العالم. فهذا للاسف يعني ولقيتها كثير، وبالذات المشكله المنتشره بين الشباب. يعني تتكلم مع شباب يقول لك انا ايش حاعمل؟ انا ايش اقدر اسوي؟ انا ظروفي، انا وضع الحكومه. فحاله الاحباط هذه وحاله اللي احنا فيها يعني محتاجين نشتغل عليها، محتاجين نصلح من نفسنا، لانه مو هو ده الدين. دكتور طارق يعني لما في واحده من المرات اللي كنا معاه كان شرح لنا هي عوامل النهضه، انه كيف نقدر نرتقي ونحسن من نفسنا. وكثير من الشباب بيسالوني طب كيف نقدر نحسن من نفسنا؟ ايش نقدر نسوي؟ فزي ما دكتور طارق كان قال، كان حط 4 نقاط. النقطه الاولى كانت انه نبدع في شيء. يعني الشيء الثاني كان برضه قال انه عمليه العمل الجماعي. الشيء الثالث كمان هو فكره العمل التطوعي. الشيء الاخير اللي كان قاله دكتور طارق السودان هو اليقين التام بانه الله هو اللي حيساعدنا في اي حاجه، فما هو من نفسنا لكن من ربنا. اذا ممكن انا اضيف نقطه كمان، هي موضوع القراءه. يعني هنا بالفعل لقينا انه الناس كلها بتقرا، الناس كلها مثقفين وعارف ايش حاصل حوالينا. للاسف احنا عندنا عشان ما بنقرا، ما احنا عارفين حتى التاريخ ما بنقراه صح. فلو نبدا برضو موضوع القراءه عشان يكون عندنا نوسع افاقنا ونعرف بالضبط ايش اللي صاير حوالينا، نقدر باذن الله لو نهضنا كامه نكون مهيئين ان احنا نقود العالم هذا كله. السلام عليكم ورحمه الله وبركاته. دن دن دن.
Alhamdulillah. So, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum nabiyana.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Part of, unfortunately, we don't have Ahmed or Qaswara here because they usually like to ask questions. But coming to Zaytuna, we're happy to show what the work that you've been doing, because a lot of people, I mean, one of the things that happens to me is I get a lot of credit and a lot more than I deserve. And I'm not just saying that. You've done an immense amount of work. The tapes that you've been working on and producing with Alhambra Productions, and also just support, you know, for the work that I've been doing. How is it you became Muslim? I mean, What was
Yeah,
the
well,
main-
I think you were the reason that, you were the person that introduced me to Islam. You remember our teacher, Barrett Colmback? We had
Right.
studied together.
Yeah, we were studying
studied
philosophy
and,
in college together.
yeah, and you came home one day and you said you'd met some Muslims and you thought that maybe this might be the
Thing I was looking
the
for.
right path to take. And I remember you asked me what I thought about it, and you weren't sure. And I said, Hamza, if it's not the right thing, you can always come back. But if it is and you don't go, then you'll have missed out on it. And I gave you one condition, that if it was right, you had to come back and get me.
Okay. This is, by the way, my younger brother, Troy Hansen. Now, I mean, obviously, we were very close growing up. And when I became Muslim, I was 18, and I was with Nabila. We were in our first year there at the college down in Ventura. And then I left, and we didn't really, for a while, we didn't have communication that I would have liked. I was in the Middle East and in North and West Africa later on. But probably the last 15 years, I think we've spent quite a bit of time together. And how's it been for you, just with Nabil and I in Islam?
Well, going back to that time when you first converted to Islam, it was obviously very confusing for me. Growing up as your younger brother, you were, I don't know how much you remember this, but for me it's very vivid, but you were really kind of the hero of not only me, but all of my friends. I think everybody was a little jealous that I had such a great older brother who seemed to be cut from a very different cloth from anybody that we knew. So it was kind of heartbreaking in a way to suddenly have you disappear. And I'm not quite sure, how I processed that younger. I think for a while there was obviously some pain, and it was very hard losing you as an older brother. But then as I became an adult and as you came back, really a different person, much more serious. I think, as we developed a relationship older, for me, I realized that it was the best thing that you could have done. And since then, I absolutely treasure you as a brother.
And one of the things that I was saying, and Kathleen actually said, that one of the things that our mother did was she really instilled in all of us a commitment to social consciousness, and that we had to do something. You couldn't just sit back and watch wrongs happen. You had to, and she's always lived. I mean, wouldn't you say that was just one of the real lessons of our childhood, was seeing somebody who was totally committed to her principles and lived them and really instilled them in her children.
Mm-hmm. And she was also extremely compassionate. So I think also she passed on that sense of feeling for other people. Well, it wasn't just out there. It's, we felt it ourselves. Mom feels everybody's injustice. She feels as if it's her own.
Right.
And
yeah. Well, I was saying when she read about or heard on the news about Abu Ghraib, Kathleen was with her, and she told me she almost passed out.
No, she had to take some homeopathic medication.
Yeah, she took some medication because she was so sick.
Yeah.
So that was.
I was just going to say, she's one of those rare people that actually practices what she preaches.
That's what
and
I felt.
You don't run into those kind of people.
Well, she doesn't talk a lot. She's not a big talker.
Mm-hmm.
She's never out there preaching. She literally
does it.
She does it and sets the example. And I think she's setting an example for all of us. And I think that's one thing that all of us as siblings share. I mean, I'm proud to say that out of my others, all my 6 brothers and sisters, all have that commitment to those things that I feel, and I think Nabil would agree, Islam really enhanced. I mean, one of the verses in the Quran that really strikes me is that it says about people who were Christians and Jews before, when they become Muslim, it says, وَإِنَّ كُنَّ مِن قَبْلِهِ مُسْلِمِينَ. We were Muslims before we heard this revelation. You know, before the Quran, we were actually Muslims.
Right.
In other words, the idea that Islam is submission to the will of God, that's what we were trying to do. We were somehow trying to understand what the will of God is and then act accordingly.
Right.
And so I just felt like, you know, what Islam did for me is it clarified a lot of things, but it also really just enhanced, you know, a lot of the principles that we
we've been taught.
that we had been taught already before Islam. And I think you've commented on that, of all the similarities that you've seen.
Well, certainly with Mom, I mean, the way she's lived her life, when I think back on it, every major event, every social revolution that we've had in the last 40 years, she's always been at the vanguard.
She was ahead of
the crowd.
Ahead of the crowd.
It's true with civil rights.
The civil rights.
And then the environmental movement.
Anti-war movement in Vietnam.
You know, we had biodegradable products long before they were mass
that was
market.
ever popular.
And she had, well, Mariah was out on, you know, in the neighborhood selling the products as her own form of activism, trying to get other people in the neighborhood to use
biodegradable products that weren't harmful to the environment. That was in the 60s.
Right.
Yeah, before it was popular. It's true. And now she's out there marching against the war in Iraq.
She's still marching.
In her 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's been an amazing example.
She has.
And we owe her an immense amount. And I was just, we were talking yesterday just about, I mean, I think we've talked a lot about this also just in Islam, the idea of honoring your parents and that incredible spiritual obligation of honoring your parents.
We're fortunate because she makes it
very easy
for
honor
us.
her, right.
I mean, she's honored not only by us, but by our friends.
Right.
And by virtually everybody that gets to know her.
Yeah. Now, can I ask you an honest question?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about becoming a Muslim?
Yes, I have many times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I thought you had.
I mean, frankly, I don't. With a brother like Hamza, I don't know how you could not think about becoming a Muslim. It would be, you just weren't paying attention if you hadn't. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, whenever you're ready, let me know.
You'll be the first to know.
So I want to thank both of you, and I want to thank you really just for being incredible siblings, growing up with you, and Nabila, especially everything that you've done. I mean, you don't realize just the deep appreciation I have for everything that you've done for me and for my family, and what this means, because I know this is a labor of love. I know you didn't do this for money, and you did it because you believed in it, and all these products that you've worked an incredible amount of time on. The only regretful thing that I have is I never have anything to say to you because you've listened to so many of my talks and lectures. Yeah. So whenever I say anything, she says, "That's tape 38." Yeah. So anyway, I want to thank both of you for sharing.
We heard your conversation with Shaykh Hamza inside, and actually you said something very interesting. I mean, you said, how could somebody have a brother like Shaykh Hamza and not think of Islam, or become Muslim? We'd just like to know, I mean, why until now? I mean, what's going through your mind? What's your thinking? I mean, do you reject it completely? Is it something you're thinking of? What's really sort of, why are you resistant,
Well, I would say, first of all, that Hamza is a teacher, right? And I think Hamza is somebody who loves Islam so much. I mean, very, very deeply. And whenever you have a teacher that loves his subject, whatever he's teaching, in this case Islam, it's very infectious and everybody feels it. And I think everybody begins to love the same thing. With that kind of background, what I tend to see is something that is very attractive as a religion. But as far as why I haven't converted to Islam yet, I would just say that I am still
There are some things you
pursuing.
still, you know.
Yeah, I'm
you're
a
convinced with,
spiritual
or-
person. I believe in God, and I believe in the same God that Hamza believes in.
Okay.
But I suppose it's just been more of a struggle because for Hamza growing up, Hamza was always after the truth, and it didn't matter to him where the truth came from as long as he recognized it as a truth. So for him, the fact that the truth came from Islam was not an issue. He embraced Islam and all the traditions that go with it. For me, I'm not quite as bold as Hamza, and so I've still got all those Western conventions in my head. I grew up in a family with many different influences, Christian influences, Buddhist influences. Everybody in my family seemed to be exploring spirituality in different ways. So I'm still struggling with
So
that
you're not
a little
rejecting
bit.
it, but
Not at all.
One of the striking things, positively striking, I found is the tolerance you both have for each other. I mean, obviously you have different religions, even though the same God, like you said. But for someone like Shaykh Hamza, who would love to see the whole world become a Muslim, and to see his brother still not yet there, but yet you're sitting together in brotherhood, and you also accepting him without an effect on the relationship. How is that happening?
Well, first of all, when you have Hamza as a brother, there's just no possibility of rejection. To me, that would be, I consider Hamza a treasure, as seems everybody does. But for me, it feels very special because he happens to be my brother. And so intolerance has never, ever been an issue. And I tend to project from Hamza onto all Muslims. To me, he is a conduit through which I see good in the entire religion. That we can try and direct things a little bit, but ultimately it's beyond our control. That's.
Thanks a lot. You've set a really great example, your conversation, both of you. Really,
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Civilized talk and relations. Thank you very much.
all right, right. Thank you.
Thank you.
طيب احنا يعني حاليا معنا والدة الشيخ حمزة Elizabeth. Thanks for giving us the opportunity to come and meet with you and ask you a little bit about Sheikh Hamza. And
Well, specific things I remember. One, he was very curious.
Yeah.
And he was always asking why. He always wanted to know why things were. Had great adventures. He was an adventurer. When we would go out, Hamza somehow wandered away because he saw something to interest him. And for instance, when we were at the fair, he disappeared, and the rest of the children and I went all over looking for him. When we finally found him, he was sitting with the police officer eating an ice cream cone. So, he would just be an adventurer and take off. We were always looking for him.